All right. What's up, us tribe, us soldiers? We're back in the building for, episode 16, Sweet
Yep.
16. This is your girl, Dre, with my co-host.
Renee, how is everybody doing?
What's up, everyone? So we're going to take a brief pause for a minute while we collect our notes and thoughts together.
Hey family, it's Renee. Are you guys looking to learn firearm safety or do you want to just get in shape with you and 9 of your friends? If so, make sure you get it from BodyBioTactical.com. Let him and his team get you into fighting shape. Not only is it affordable, he comes to you. Again, that is BodyBioTactical.com.
All right. So we're back. Y'all, what a week, right? What a week to be a ADOS, Foundational Black American, because y'all know what's if you haven't been reading the news, been on social media, I don't know where y'all been at. So let's kick it
Right.
off.
We're just going to jump headfirst into it. Let's talk about the reparations hearing.
Yes. So we're gonna talk about the reparations hearing. So hashtag I said cut the check because I'm sick of all this studying and stuff. Um, the reparations hearing was a tragedy. First of all, HR 40 is just a study of reparations.
Yes.
Why do we need a study? We've been pretty much having this whole discussion and studies for 150 years.
Exactly. And you know what? They got reparation studies because they gave the Japanese reparations for internment camps. Look how well they're doing.
Yes. Japanese I got money. It's a whole we're gonna put the chart on our Facebook page so y'all can see who got the damn check cut for them. And you're gonna see all the way at the bottom, ADOS, Foundational Black Americans, have not received a damn thing. And it's time, because I'm tired. I am tired. It is time to cut the check.
Right. So, what are reparations?
So let's talk about reparations real quick. And I have pulled up the definition because, some of our folks want to know the exact detail because I think people don't understand what reparations are. We throwing this word around. So reparations, compensation given or received for a insult or injury. Also, too, the act of putting something in working order again. So repair, fixing, mending. So let's go in a little bit deeper into that. Black folks have not received Nathan. We need to be holistically repaired. That's cool, we get to go to college. But look how much we're so much in debt as far as with student loans. That's cool. Some of us can own homes, but you have student loans to block you to become a homeowner.
Yep.
That's cool. You got your little $50,000 salary job, but guess what? You deal with the bullshit on a job from your white coworkers who probably own your family, their family own your family. So where's our reparations at? Because I can go on forever and a day about all the things that happen to us. You all know if you all are consider yourselves ADOS, and we haven't received nothing.
We haven't received a thing. And here's the thing, they like to do this whole smoke and mirrors type deal where they say, well, the people who died in the Civil War, that's your reparations. Or what is it, affirmative action, that's your reparations. They like to give you a whole plate of nothing tangible that you can hold in your hands and that you can pass on. And they just think that that's fine.
Right, exactly. And another thing that's not fine without reparations is an apology. We have not received a apology. And you know what? I want my apology in cash. I want my apology by having my student loans wiped off. I want my apologies to be made, myself and my family and my fellow ADOS to be whole. Folks was like, well, if I just get an apology, I'm okay. No, honey.
No, that's not
No.
how that works. And because we've been trained to be so morally conscious, we're okay with just saying, well, they said sorry.
Right.
They said sorry, so they mean it, and they don't have to give us anything tangible. But like Dre says, apologize to me with a check.
Yes, with a check. and also social programs just dedicated to ADOS folks. So let's get into the whole hearing. If you all have not uh even read, transcripts from the hearing or even viewed the hearing, I suggest you all view it. So first of all, the hearing was a bootleg coon white supremacist.
It was a buffoon barbecue.
Yes. So it's like the folks you talking about Uncle Joe and them to invite to the barbecue. You want to probably invite these folks to the barbecue. So pretty much, let's talk about Sheila Jackson Lee because
You mean Roberta Lee? Roberta E. Lee?
yes, Roberta E. Lee. So let's get into her background. First of all, Sheila Jackson Lee is not ADOS. She comes from immigrant parents who are Jamaican, right? And
She's a
she
first
had
gen.
yeah,
That's
she's
important.
first gen. That's important, but that she would still be excluded from getting reparations.
In
So
America, she need to go over there to
yes,
that indigo plantation and tell Bumbleclot to give her some money.
yes, and the Bumbleclad is the British. So you need to go to CARICOM. So they're fighting for reparations from the British because that's y'all right. Go ahead, y'all get y'all reparations. Salute to you, but Sheila Jackson Lee, you have no right to be calling a hearing. Then she went into this whole thing about her dad fought in, I think it was like World War I or II. Okay, Sheila Jackson Lee, but you didn't get to the point talking about we need more education, we need more healthcare, we need more this. But honey, we have all that. We have education. Black women are what the most. We have the most degrees, but the most underpaid. We're work slaves. We work horses and mules for these white folks. You didn't
Hmm.
talk about that. Then who the hell did she recruit? Who are these witnesses that she recruited? Because child, I did not know a single person but Tony Hoffa Coates and Danny Glover, and we're gonna get into them.
And who was that football player sitting up there talking about y'all should be ashamed of yourself for asking these good white folks for some reparations. He couldn't even say reparation. I was like watching a video on YouTube. He said the restoration, the respiration. I'm like, bruh, who are you?
Right, and it was some I forgot. I think his name is something. I
It's
don't even know
like,
the man's name, like Odessa or something.
girl, it's something. He not even important. He probably wasn't even a Pro Bowler, but
Right,
he played football, so niggas identify with that.
exactly. So and then he's probably on the verge of having CTE. So of
Hmm.
course he is like, oh, restoration, restitution, whatever it's called. Y'all shouldn't be asking these good old white folks for whatever I just said. So let's get into this. We're gonna save Danny Glover and Ta-Nehisi Coates last.
Who
Let's
was
get
that white woman? What was the white woman name? You dead?
oh, the white woman who was quiet,
The white woman who said, "How would Jesus feel about reparations?"
honey. Like I said, where did they get these people from? Because she was clearly out to lunch. She didn't even do no type of research. They just grabbed her off the street.
They probably just like rolled up on her. Excuse me, white lady, have you gone to college? Yes, get in.
Exactly. Just come on in. We're gonna go to do a hearing right quick, and she don't know what time of day it is, and she just sitting there looking crazy. Lord have mercy. Let's get into this dude right quick. The other dude, the other coon, Coleman Cruz Hughes.
Oh, I'm glad you talked about him because I looked him all up because I had never heard of him before.
Child, let me tell y'all something real quick. If y'all are on my Twitter or on Twitter, this brother is actually half, I guess, ADOS.
He a
He has
African.
Yes, he's a half Rican. Half Rican? Yeah, he's half Rican. He has Puerto Rican background. So his mama obviously is Puerto Rican because they do the whole Cruz, Hughes, they combine the names. And he said, this is what he said, and I wrote down the quote. The reason why he just started identifying as black. Let's take a pause.
Yeah, he did, and he admitted to it because he said it was nothing in the bag, nothing tangible for him to get being Puerto Rican.
Right. So him identifying as a quote unquote black man, their social capital. So we have people who are actually performing as ADOS. that hides their whole background until you go do the Googles on them and you're like, hold up, bruh. And then they're performing in ADOS. So they
Mhm.
can have more social capital. Because he said they have more of an identity politics compared to being Puerto Rican or of Hispanic descent. Wow.
Exactly. And let's talk about this. His father's like his father's like some big time lawyer, okay? And they got some kind of lineage that's connected to Monticello, Thomas Jefferson and slaves
Hmm.
like that. So,
Hmm.
like that's nothing but boule.
Yes.
Um, because the people who are descended from Monticello, all those guys are all in the same little clique. They love saying that they're related to Thomas Jefferson, but don't want to say how.
Right. Right. Exactly. Don't want to say how. And Sally Hemings was not his mistress, okay? He molested, he brutally
Raped her.
sexually violated this woman. All right. So don't say, oh, she was a mistress. No.
That
He,
was rape
thank you, rape. And
and
like you said, they want to
pedophilia.
identify that. Yep. And pedophilia.
Because what's the
Um,
white man besides a freak?
right. A big old freak, as Meg the Stallion would say. Okay, so we moving on from that. So we had them. Okay, let's get down to Mister. Why y'all let Mister at the hearing?
Ooh, Mr. The best way I can describe Mr. at the hearing, and for those of y'all who are a little too young to understand Mr., is Danny Glover. He played Mr. Albert in the Color Purple. But Mr. It kind of reminded me of like a few years ago when Clint Eastwood was speaking at the Republican National
Oh.
Convention. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like he's just past his it's like it's past his bedtime. And
Right.
it's like he just trying, but he just talking, and it's not making sense.
It's not making any sense. And he was there talking this talk, not knowing what was going on. But let's go on into a little bit about your man Danny Glover. We talking about Lethal Weapon. And who was his what's that white man? Mel Gibson. I said all type of rap
That
names.
racist white man talking. I hope you get raped by a pack of niggers.
Yes. And then y'all know that Lethal Weapon Part 55,000
Mm.
is on because him and Mister are signed on to do a new Lethal Weapon. First of all, Danny Glover, you need to not be doing no movies with this racist man. You knew this man was racist and you signed on because you need the bag, obviously, or you just don't care. Um, to do a movie with a known racist, you don't know what he done said all these things about. I hope you get raped by niggers and niggers this. But you up here at HR 40 hearing. We don't need you.
Mm-mm.
What tangible things you brought to the discussion? Nothing.
Exactly. Because it wasn't all it was a what they call it, a horse and pony show.
Right.
And it's like you said earlier, none of these people are connected to ADOS. And what we mean when we say ADOS is the American descendants of slavery. Okay?
Exactly.
And I would say
Exactly.
at least 90% of black people born here are descendants of slavery. If you can talk to your family members and you can trace the line, get some names and you can trace that line, if you can find your family anywhere on the 1870 census, you're a descendant of a slave.
Yes, you are a descendant of slaves. And the only person who was ADOS, but I feel that he has just got emotionally emasculated and just tore down. Tony Harper Coates. So let's get
Yeah.
into Ta-Nehisi Coates. He was like on his writing tip, during the Obama presidency. He was on his writing tip. He wrote the case for reparations. He went there about reparations and he talked about 250 years of slavery, 90 years of Jim Crow, 60 years of separate but equal, 35 years of racist housing policy. So he was talking about, giving details about reparations, why we went to reparations. Now he bought this same article and interviewed Obama. Y'all black president that y'all love so much, but he's not ADOS. He's just a white man with a Kenyan dad. Um,
Exactly, and that's another smoke and mirror. Well, reparations was paid for with Obama, who has no tie to American slavery outside
right.
of ownership. So
Yes. And y'all man Mitch McConnell, the racist, I don't know how many lives he done live. He looked like he should have been croaked by now. He done said that. He said Obama was black folks reparations, and as Nate said, he is not ADOS. And let
at
me
all.
break it down to y'all too. Let me hurt y'all little feelings real quick. Y'all always want to be like, oh, that's our first black president. He didn't start dating black women until he got with Michelle Obama.
Facts.
Okay, and
He
so
was
y'all,
engaged. He was engaged to an Asian woman.
mm,
He was engaged to an Asian woman, broke it off when he decided he wanted to go in politics because he wanted to get a black wife to get legitimacy in the black community.
exactly. And that was all pretty much a stunt. Like, well, let me put this ADOS woman with you so you can get the what? The ADOS vote. So let's keep it real. So let's go back to Ta-Nehisi Coates. So Ta-Nehisi Coates pretty much was just, I felt he's been emasculated. They said that he don't even live in the United States anymore. I don't know. He's from Baltimore. Like I said, wrote dope articles about, ADOS life. What happened? Ta-Nehisi Coates brought the case of reparations to President Obama. President Obama pretty much shut it down. Was like, nah, I don't believe in reparations to the point Ta-Nehisi Coates didn't push it any further. Ta-Nehisi Coates, in his own words, said he got intimidated by Obama. Bruh, you from Baltimore.
How
Your
you
daddy's
let
a Black Panther. Like,
how
facts.
you let a nigga in a tan suit intimidate you?
Facts. How
Like
did you do that?
how? Let's just talk about that for a second. How do you let a nigga in a tan suit from Hawaii intimidate you?
Exactly. And you are an ADOS black man from Baltimore with a Black Panther dad. You don't believe me? Do your Googles.
Oof.
And you let Obama intimidate you, honey. I'm sorry. I don't. So after that whole thing, you can kind of tell Ta-Nehisi Coates' career like kind of went spiraling out of control because we didn't hear anything else from him until yesterday.
Right.
And I just felt he was just so like, oh, he made some good points, but he was still, you could tell like he wasn't comfortable or he was beyond the case of reparations. But you wrote this dope article, and you guys should check out the article. It's on the Atlantic, the case for reparations by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Right. In fact, we can put that up in the Facebook group so we can get that taken care of. But I'm really just sitting here and I was like, this is like I said earlier, a horse and pony show because this is your reparations. This is what they're giving you as reparations. A big old concert of reparations. Let's talk about the people. Shout out to the people in D.C. who are booing them.
Yes. So shout out to them. And that was an ADOS film that, we've been doing the work. Whether you've been on here tweeting, you calling these folks, whatever. Shout out to y'all. Cause I know one person who actually went from New England and like they was like, yo, we not having that. Like we're booing. So shout out to y'all for even having the fearlessness of doing that. Right?
Right, because
Um,
that took the spirit of Ogun and Sekhmet to come through.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So shout out to y'all. So yeah, it's unless how we knew this whole thing was gonna play out. Did y'all see the picture of Sheila Jackson Lee? How you at a gala, you talking to John Legend of all people about reparations?
What that little Nancy gonna do? What the? What he gonna do? Mince to his piano and sing a song about how bad he need reparations?
Now, John Legend, if we need a song when we get our check, if they're gonna do a documentary on it, bruh, do the song. You could. Go ahead. I want you to do the song. Do the song like you did Glory with Carmen. I want you to do the song for the score. You can score the music when we get our reparations for the documentary. But bruh, what do you know about reparations?
Right. Let alone how to get them.
Thank you. And
I
I
mean,
mean,
he running around Hollywood opening up his butt cheeks to get these little tragic ass shows.
exactly, exactly. And we ain't gonna talk about his wife. And it's like, why did you pick her of all people to marry? But that's a whole nother episode.
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
So you can tell, as Nate said, it was like a just a show. It was just a show of getting all these weirdos that we don't even know, and let's look at the symbolism of it. It was on Juneteenth,
The
okay?
audacity.
Right, the audacity to put it on Juneteenth. Also, too, the key players who's been doing a lot of work in regards to reparation, Dr. Sandy Darity, who's been putting in major work as far as with being a black economist,
Mm.
giving an actual figure like, oh, it's in the trillions and counting, okay? And counting. This is this man's life work. I had a pleasure of meeting him, yesterday and today. I mean, he knows his stuff. You have Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell who does this.
And let's not forget Dr. Claude Anderson,
Yes,
because
exactly.
he's up there doing the work too.
Right. So all these folks doing the work, and Dr. Darity, Yvette and Antonio, they was down here in Birmingham. And then you didn't call, Dr. Anderson. So, like they did this on purpose, as I feel, because they want to undo, because we're not thinking about it too. They're undoing a lot of stuff behind closed doors. Listen to what that white man said, Mr. Johnson. I don't think it's unconstitutional for them to get reparations, sir. Cause your family owns slaves, cause your last name is Johnson, and ain't that like one of the top like five black folks' last names, Johnson? I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure your folks own, and I'm pretty sure you're benefiting from old slave money. Let's keep it honest.
Let's be real. And I hate that whole. Well, and that was. They like to make slavery like it was like millions of years ago. They really do that. They play this game like, well, that was 100 years ago. Well, that was 500 years ago, and that was a million years ago. But see, y'all got all the money when
Yes,
when America was being built millions of years ago. We just want our cut.
we just want the check because only 2.6% of Black Americans have wealth. 2.6. So y'all do the math of, okay, 100 minus. Come on now. So, it's like just cut the check. So it was pretty interesting to watch HR 40, and it was interesting on two ends. Watching HR 40 and seeing the mess I've been seeing on my timelines. Especially it's not more on my Twitter, it was more on my Facebook timeline of y'all got it wrong about Juneteenth. We indigenous.
That's just lies black people tell themselves to erase slavery from their history.
And I had someone literally that I know, I wanted to like slap them through the phone, said the Middle Passage never happened and he's indigenous. Okay, so let me tell you
Well,
something.
shit, your ass is black right now, and you don't get to be red without having some black here. So how did the hell did the Indians get red?
Thank you. Oh, and also too, since if any of y'all have that mentality, and if you listening, so when reparations do happen, just donate them to me and Nay.
Yeah.
You don't need them. Remember,
Mm-mm-mm.
you indigenous. So where's your checkout from the Cherokee tribe, from the
Right,
Creek
and
tribe? Y'all get a check? Because I want to
go
know, because
on
I need to
and
get
go on
one.
and get your cut from the casino. And go and get you some fire water in your monthly check from the casino.
Yeah. So remember, when it happened, me and we will take your cut.
Right, just
We'll
sign
get
it on over.
sign it over to us, and guess what? Let's see if you're gonna get the Creek Nation to get y'all a check, okay? And tell them I need one too because I got like at least like 5%. So let me know how I can get double checks.
Right.
So moving forward with the reparation talk.
Well, we can't have nothing. So did you guys hear about the gay people pandering for reparations?
Let me tell you something.
I sent Dre this article earlier this week. I was like, man, look at this.
But I think this is it. Ta-Nehisi Coates should sue New York Times. They straight took this band's title. The case for the case for reparations. New York Times used the case for gay reparations. He needs to sue them.
What the hell do they need reparations for? Stonewall? Let's talk about
Let's
Stonewall for a
let's
second,
talk about
guys.
that.
Let's talk about this, and this is all verifiable. I went on Google and I just found all kind of FBI case files and all kind of stuff in regards to Stonewall. Stonewall wasn't nothing really about beating up gay people. Stonewall was owned by the mob, and
Hmm.
they was doing all kind of drugs in there. So when the police kept going in there, it had nothing to do with them people being gay. Because let's be real, at that time frame, people didn't want to be bothered that they gay or they doing something weird. I don't even want to look at it.
Right.
So they going in there, and they, of course, black people in there, they want to get mistreated and gutter sexed. So they're sitting up in there partying, and then the FBI comes in and doing a drug raid, and they beating up black people as consolation prizes, and then the black people started fighting back.
Exactly. Exactly. And they want reparations because they was treated unfairly and some of them was sent or forced to go into conversion therapy.
Really?
And I want to ruffle some feathers real quick. Being
Whew.
ADOS, we don't have a choice being ADOS, okay? Do you think I asked my parents, like, yo, or ask God or the higher being, yo, can you make me ADOS? No.
Right.
You have a choice. And yeah, y'all can come at me. I don't care of your sexuality. You can hide your sexuality. I don't have to make it known, like, hey, I'm heterosexual, cisgender. I
I
can
don't even
always hide.
I don't even understand what that means.
I'm heterosexual. Look, I'm just plain heterosexual. I identify with my vagina, my breasts, and my gender. That's what it says.
Okay.
So I don't have to go into that with folks. But guess what? I have to go into it every time I walk through a room. What do they see? They see a black woman. Okay. And also, too, I can't be like, oh no, guys, I'm actually just performing in blackface. I'm actually white. No, they see a straight black woman when they come through the door. They're not going to see, oh, is she a lesbian? Well, we're going to mistreat her because she's a lesbian. You can't tell sexuality from the outside unless you tell someone. So I'm so sick of they're trying to compare. Here we are, we're fighting for our reparations, and then here goes another. For 2 decades, y'all doing this whole study on gay reparations because the 50th anniversary of Stonewall is approaching.
And what that got to do with the price of tea in China, like my grandmother used to say?
Exactly. That has nothing to do with the ongoing, let's talk about it, the ongoing oppression that ADOS have been facing within this United States that they never atoned to. Okay? But you want to get gay reparations. So, okay, because if y'all do get them, I'm telling y'all now, the whole United States is probably going to burn the fuck down. Because
They
black
already burning down
folks,
because
I'm talking about
I
black us. We
I
not going to have
mean
that shit.
but let's look at it like this: like gay people are more protected in the hate crime bill than black people.
Yeah.
There's I want to say a couple weeks ago, they were at a pride parade, and it was this white man who was a homosexual. He walks up to two little teenage black girls and starts masturbating in front of them
Yeah, I heard
and
about that.
touching on their breast. And what happened was the mama, I don't know why she had 13-year-olds out there, but the mama, she was like, I was about to spray him with pepper spray, and the police came and they're like, well, if you would have sprayed him with pepper spray, you would have been charged with a hate crime.
Right. You see what I'm saying? You made a good point. The laws are protected for them. We don't have any laws that
Let's
protect
talk.
us.
Let's talk about why the laws are protected for gay people.
Okay, so let's talk about it. So y'all forever president. Yeah, I'm going. Look, I'm on a tangent tonight. Y'all forever president put that in play, and he's like, I'm gonna, write all type of legislation. Cause guess what? I think we talked about this last episode, a few episodes. They paid for that to happen. When you have lobbyists, when you have wealth, you can lobby, go on Capitol Hill, and be like, yo, I'm giving y'all all these stacks because my people need to be protected.
Exactly.
And
And also,
then Uncle Joe do that? Isn't don't he said he's in favor of gay folks gonna get something too if he gets in office.
yeah,
No,
because we
Uncle
can't have
Joe.
shit. But
Right.
also, let's talk about gay Jesus, aka Matthew Shepard. Um, he was a freaking crackhead, meth head, drug dealer, drug smoker, and he was killed. They like to say he was killed because he was gay, which is the farthest thing from the truth. There is a book written by a gay white man that I will post a link to
Mhm.
personally in the Facebook as soon as we get off of here. But he was it was a meth deal gone bad. He tried to run off on the plug, who he had a sexual relationship with, because the plug was bisexual. I guess he was a butt plug, but
Probably right.
but and he killed him because he ran off on the plug. So it had nothing to do. And on top of that, Matthew Shepard was in a sexual arrangement with a black man who his family didn't even allow to go to the funeral.
See what I'm saying? So you have stuff like that. Also, too, people be crying about, oh, well, about the black trans being killed. They're not getting killed because they're trans. They're getting killed because they're black. Let's get that
That
out the
too.
way. Okay?
That too.
They're not getting killed because then a lot of white ones be getting killed that we'll be hearing about. It's because the value, as they said, of black bodies, they don't want us to have shit. They know how powerful we are, and they know, once again, they did not repair black folks and give us our money. So now we got to have another distraction, right? Oh, we gotta do gay reparation. And listen to this mess from the New York Times post. The New York Police Department, as we talked about last week, the notorious awful police department apologized last week to the gay community for the 1969 raid of the Stonewall Inn, the fallout of which is widely credited with spearing the the contemporary gay rights movement at home and abroad. So you apologize for something from 1969. What's that? Yeah, 50 years ago.
Yep.
But how long we been in this country? And
Since
we haven't got Nathan.
we've been here since the 1600s even.
Right. Right. Exactly. So it just read this article. Read this article. You gonna be like, really? I swear they took like certain clips from the case of reparations by Ta-Nehisi Coates and just flipped it because they're so damn lazy of journalism and put it into they and put cut and paste and like, oh, let's just put gay reparations and put this here.
Mm. That's the kind of stuff that just upsets me.
Definitely. Definitely. It's very upsetting to see, gay reparations. Then, so let's go a little bit further with gay reparations. So who's going to get it? Just LGBTQ? Is it going to be
White,
white folks getting
white
it? Or is it black
LGBT.
folks going to get it?
It's
Say
gonna
it.
be it's gonna be the white ones because they the ones who making the phone calls.
Okay. So if you get the reparations, these are these liberal white folks that's LGBTQ, y'all already got enough wealth. Y'all the top executives. Y'all own all these businesses. Why you need more money? Just take your apology and keep it moving with your life.
That's what they want us to do.
Right. And I'm not having it. I'm not just gonna take an apology like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna just keep it moving. No. No, you owe me more than an apology.
Right, because see,
Mm.
another thing is like they like to compare being gay to being black so bad that
So
they want to feign this oppression. So every minute thing that happens to them, they want to sit up here, oh well, give me money because I'm gay, just like you need to give the black people, but give me the money first.
right, give me the money first. And also too, I don't see none of y'all. Well, maybe if you ADOS, I don't see none of these gay folks who's white. You out here advocating for saying, you know what, which we're not gonna get. You know what? Them poor black folks been in this country forever. Give them the reparations. Nah, you want to be out here, and they got a number for the reparations. You want to be out here being greedy double time.
Right. And you know what? It's going to be a few of them who take up with LGBTQ black people that are ADOS to get that money.
Of course.
And that's why I say all black people need to familiarize themselves with the book Killers of the Flower Moon about the Osage murders.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because, like, that details you what not to do.
Right. But like you said, they might go ahead and be like, oh, y'all getting reparations. I'm gonna get me a black boyfriend, a black girlfriend, and that's a wrap.
Yeah, that's you. You gonna get married, and then you gonna be dead at the bottom of your swimming pool.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So it is very interesting to see this whole push for gay reparations, and they haven't, like I said, made the amends to ADOS. And I mean, like, some of us don't even have to trace back to like 1600s. You could just look at your whole generation now. If your mama's still alive, your grandma's still alive, your great grandmother or your great great grandparents, yeah, they probably was either slaves or they was birth, they was probably
Right
like the first
after.
generation afterwards. So you know what I'm saying? I was like, now my parents, they was in the whole Jim Crow era. And I remember I was looking at a picture the other day of my grandmother and my great grandmother, and I'm like, I remember seeing like the little shack that they lived in. I said, yo, that's straight out of slavery. Cause like my great grandfather was born like 1881 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And then some of y'all be acting clueless, like, I'm not a slave. Yes, you are. Go have conversations with your folks. You come from that lineage, whether you like it or not. You can dress up any way you want to, but you need to dig deeper. Now, if y'all, like, I'm gonna say it one more time. You want to say you not? Give your money to us, and you have a
Right.
good day. Okay. So what's up next that we're gonna talk about?
Uh, let's talk about who's actually entitled to reparations.
Yes.
About to sound
Yes.
like oh boy, reparations.
So this is who's entitled. So let me give y'all the clear definition or the clear entitlement of who's entitled. Who's ADOS first and foremost. So that's if you have one. So I went to the Angela Project yesterday and today. I heard Dr. Sandy Darity, Yvette Carnell, and Antonio Moore. They was on a panel. So Dr. Darity's pretty much like, did a lot of research, continuously doing research. So he said that if you have one ADOS parent, right, that can trace their lineage back to going back to slavery. So we're talking about census. We're talking about, a lot of different things that you can trace your lineage back. You're entitled to reparations. Not first gen immigrants.
Right.
Cause you don't got no ties to this country. And Dr.
Exactly.
Garrity has said the illest thing, and he's like, I know, and he's, if you guys was to meet him, you wouldn't think he would have said this. He was like, I know I'm gonna ruffle some feathers. He's like this older, like 70-year-old guy. He was like, but if you migrated to a racist country and think that that this country owe you something, owe you reparations, you need to get up out of here and go back to your country and ask for reparations or ask for that country who brought you there.
Right.
And everyone was like, wow. 'Cause it was like so like it was like the illest thing he said because people I seen on my timeline, they getting upset. I'm talking about the island people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I not getting reparations? I was born in this country, honey. You are first generation. If you from Jamaica, you need to ask your claim from
Britain.
Britain, okay? Which what we said, the British bumper clots. You need
Right.
to ask for them reparations from them. If you are from Haiti, and let's talk about Haiti real quick, okay? Haiti had to pay reparations to France.
Right. The only reason that Dominican Republic didn't have to pay reparations to France was because the Dominican Republic said, "Oh, okay, well, come back and colonize us."
Right, and that's
They
why.
wanted to be recolonized. What the hell kind of shit is that?
But look, but have you ever met Dominicans? They be darker than you and I. They
Yeah.
identify as white. Why? Because their colonizers were white. Because I went to school with a lot of Dominicans. And you like, oh, what do you identify with? White. And then you like, hold on, you look like David Ortiz. Your ass is, if you close your mouth, I would think you were ADOS.
Oh man, that is funny because it's true.
It's true. It is so true. That's why it's good to have conversations with folks because it's interesting how people identify as far as with lineage based on the colonizer. Okay?
Hmm.
Based
That's
on the colonizer, a lot of people identify themselves based on the colonized country. Okay, same way with Cape Verdeans. If y'all know, I have Cape Verdeans in my family. My sister-in-law is Cape Verdean. You was to ask them like, yo, what you identify with? Depends on how they was raised or if they had an ADOS parent, which is very seldom. My sister-in-law has an ADOS mom. They'll be like, oh, I'm black or I'm white because they got wash and wear hair. And because they was
mm,
colonized by who? Portuguese.
right.
So if
That's deep.
you Cape Verdean and you looking for reparations in the United States and you don't have an ADOS parent, you need to go to Portugal and ask for your reparations.
Exactly. That's what needs to happen. And a lot of them really are in their feelings right now, but it's like I understand you were born here, but your roots aren't here. I don't care. You're first, second, or third generation.
Right,
It doesn't
exactly.
matter.
It doesn't matter. Like I told, okay, you
Look at
guys,
Candace Owens. Now Candace Owens, she's on the black train, but if you look back further into her past, you find that she was sitting up there talking about her people from the Caribbean.
yeah, exactly. So then you need to ask for the claim of the colonizers who colonized your island. You need to join CARICOM because that's the whole conglomerate that's asking for reparations. Then you need to get your reparations from that country that colonized your island. For instance, my husband is first generation Nigerian American. He knows when we have children, guess what? They are ADOS. We had that conversation. My children, our children will be ADOS who happens to have, I know this is going to sound ill, a Nigerian grandparent because they're going to be born in United States and my folks lineage is Alabama, probably other parts in the South, South Carolina, Georgia, but they're going to be identified as ADOS with yes, with some Nigerian lineage.
Hmm.
And they're gonna be entitled to reparations. And my husband knows that. So I'm like, don't get in your feelings, bruh. This is how it goes. This is how it goes. And sometimes we have to have conversations too, with folks who, let's say if you do, marry or you date someone who's non-ADOS, because they gonna feel like, well, why I'm not getting reparations because your parents needs is migrated here, and they wasn't forced migrated here neither. They chose to come here.
Right. What's the word that they're trying to replace slave with? Involuntary immigrant.
Yeah, involuntary immigrant, migrant workers, or the big one now, which is driving a lot of immigration, they're asking for asylum.
Hmm.
And they're not entitled. So, we have to have these discussions with our, like I said, if you got Caribbean folks or friends, because they're in their feelings. You can be in your feelings all you want. Ask for your justice claim from your country and from the colonizers who colonized y'all. End the story.
Exactly. And just chill out over here because it's nothing for you over here. You came here after everything was built up.
Right. Wow. Okay, let's talk about that. And I know people like, what? I I can say this. My parents, my grandparents, being from Alabama, got their heads beaten, lynched, house burned, bomb, every atrocity you can think of for y'all to have an easy way to come here,
Hmm.
to pay the way for y'all to come here. But you want to disrespect us when you do come here. We're not having that either. Then you want our money? Uh-uh.
Exactly. So they come over here being told to stay away from us. So who are they going to be around? They're going to be around white people.
Right. And if you ever see some of them, like elitist Africans or Caribbeans tweet, you would think it's a white person tweeting.
That's
Some
true.
of the things that they be saying, it's like it's white supremacy ideology that's coming out their mouth. But yet you want to perform in ADOS because you know, as old bruh said, there's a social capital to it. There's more I can gain being ADOS than being African, and not knowing that they don't want to be bothered with y'all neither. But y'all, they're using y'all as a tool.
Mm. Can you say that one more time?
They're using y'all. So y'all, let me put the y'all in the Caribbean folks, West Indian folks, whatever you want to identify. Folks from the continent, they're using y'all as tools as well. Because, we like to buy, oh, we got melon, we got, natural hair. We in solidarity, but a lot of times we're not. Hate to break it to y'all. A lot of
Ooh,
times we're not.
let's go into that solidarity. Why does reparations for us have to include the whole world?
It shouldn't, because from my viewpoint of reparations, I'm not looking at it from the whole world. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of my folks that's I come from that lineage. They've been oppressed for 400 plus years. Okay,
Hmm.
that don't include the whole world, because y'all help oppress them too, and y'all still oppressing us.
Man, see, the thing is, a lot of people, they don't understand that, you know. Um, when they say inclusive, that means that it's going to be a pyramid type situation, and what's on the bottom? Black.
Black, black. It's a caste system, as I tweeted yesterday. It's a caste system, and blacks are at the bottom. And I'm not. This is the thing too about this whole, like you said, being inclusive. I'm not doing we are the world politics.
No,
I'm not
I'm
doing
worried
that.
about my group. Other groups
Exactly.
have government programs to protect them. We don't.
We
We
don't.
have militarized police to come kill us.
Right. And when stuff really hits the fan, we don't have a country to run to.
Exactly. But this one, we here.
Right, right. We
We
here.
here.
We here. I can't go run to Nigeria despite being married to my husband. I can't run to all these different countries because they're like, "Oh, you Black American?" No, because they have their own regulations and requirements for you to even be a citizen. And I heard it's very rigorous.
Yeah, they do that, what they call it, the welcome home program or something, and it sounds good, but once you look into it, you understand it. It's so much red tape that goes into how you say,
Right.
expatronizing,
It's patronizing, yeah.
yeah, to like Ghana, because I'm gonna say Ghana because that's like the only country I know that's welcoming ADOS back.
Right. Right. And also too, I'm gonna ruffle feathers again. Ghana, Nigeria, Benin, all those Western African countries, they always
That's where we
reparations
from.
too.
That's where we
That's where
from.
we from, and they always reparations. Why, Drea? Why do you say they always reparations?
Because they
Because they
sold our
sold.
ass,
Thank
and,
you.
and who wasn't sold was kidnapped. Okay,
Yes.
and no search party was coming until I want to say they stopped uh
Mhm.
coming over there to take our asses to the hells of North America.
Yep. And if you guys once again don't believe us, go read Barracoon. Go read Back Home by Zora Neale Harrison and Cujo. He gives his real detail on who sold him from the Benin Empire. And matter of fact, my husband's folks, that's their lineage. So
Mm.
I always tell my husband and his mama, y'all owe me reparations. And they look at me like, oh my God, y'all owe me reparations. Especially cause also too, me and Nate, we have folks from South Alabama.
Yeah.
So all them people, so let's keep it honest. So they probably from Benin Empire. And if you think about it, probably majority of our DNA has Benin DNA in it.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna tell you this. I met this white man one time, okay? I was sitting at a coffee shop and this white man kept looking at me. I could tell he was like eccentric and he just sat down next to me. He started talking. I don't know why white men want to just tell me their life story. But he asked me, he says, are you descended from the Bantu people? I was like, I don't know. Well, why not? When I was in Africa, I could see 100 people look just like you. I was like, well, you need to go to Africa. That's your home. I'm broke. Send me. I don't know. Your grandfather said I didn't belong in Africa no more. I needed to come here.
Exactly. And they know because especially because they have the wealth, right? They
Yeah.
they go be missionaries over there and on the continent. And mind y'all, stop saying I'm going back to Africa. It's 44, it's 54 countries. What country you going to?
And can we stop? Can we stop acting like we all came from Egypt?
Oh girl, I'm about to throw this phone.
Can we stop that? I mean, Egypt was literally the prettiest daughter along the Nile. Like there's countries whose knowledge in mysticism surpasses Egypt by tenfold.
Right. Also too, let's keep it real again. The slave boats was not coming from Egypt or Eastern Africa.
Nope.
They was coming from West Africa. Why? That is a easy access entry to North America.
Right, you're gonna be coming off right off the coast of Georgia, the Carolinas, Alabama, or Louisiana.
Exactly. Hence why you have the Gullah Geechee people.
All those people from Angola, cause see, different southern states knew which Africans to go get for what they needed done.
Right. Please tell these folks. Some of these people y'all don't understand. See, y'all be want to be it's fetishizing. Oh, I'm from Egypt. Honey, what? Those folks don't even want to deal with, let's keep it honest too. They had like this whole hierarchy as well.
Yeah, that's true. And let's talk about the Egyptians that you're taught about
Oh,
are not even the Egyptians that did all the cool shit. They ran all those people out into what is now Sudan.
right.
Okay? So those Sudanese people, those are the descendants of the Egyptians who built the pyramid. Those black people,
Exactly.
so black they blue and they beautiful.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
all these tall, statuesque people. And it's like when you look at Egypt and you see all these big staircases, who you think was walking on them?
Thank you. Not no
Like,
5 foot person.
right, not no little nasty, some little nasty Greek he running around in a toga with his shoulder hair on. His shoulder hair game popping, and that's just nasty. They look sitting up here being gross. They what they do, they intermarried and they make this
Hmm.
mulatto class, and then the mulatto class boots the black cast out.
Exactly. Exactly. But we have been so conditioned and also too desperate for a lineage and acceptance. We want our lineage to be regal. But let's keep it honest. Um, and I'm gonna say this too, which really makes me upset. I hate seeing those shirts or the quotes. I'm not my grandparents. I'll put these hands on you. Y'all ain't about to put no paws on nobody.
No.
And I hate that quote for so many reasons because I feel like this. Our grandparents, our ancestors, yo, they endured some stuff we wouldn't be able to endure 2%.
Right.
Can you endure you being dark skinned? You a field Negro. You gotta pick all this cotton. Mind you at 5 years old, right?
And you got to pick hundreds of
Yes,
pounds a day of cotton.
of cotton.
Just hundreds of pounds of cotton,
Of cotton, and you 5 years old.
of indigo, of
Think
tobacco.
sugar cane, whatever the case is, and you dealing with, okay, you're being separated from your parents, you seeing your mother getting raped by the slave master, the overseer, you seeing all this horrendous things, and you have to really have that self discipline, right? We
Hmm.
couldn't endure two. I know. Okay, I'm just gonna say for me, I couldn't endure 2%. But y'all want to disrespect your ancestors or your lineage. I'll put the pause. You ain't putting the pause on your coworker who calls you a nigga. But you going to happy hour with them after they don't say you a nigga, and you going to happy hour with them like, well, John, I'm going to teach you cultural sensitivity.
Oh,
Uh-uh.
yeah, I can't stand it. They be sitting up there. These white people, they be coming back from lunch. They say, hey, Ashley, I couldn't finish all my lunch. Do you want the rest of it? That's how they be doing you.
Exactly. And let's go a little bit deeper when it comes to what I have said about, putting a pause on folks. And I want to pivot to this and then, we could probably end it. Did y'all see the video in Canada about they accused that was it the black chick of stealing from Old Navy?
Yes.
And I had tweeted about because I told y'all I met that weird Jamaican black Canadian who said racism don't happen. And I made sure I showed that video to her. I sure did. I
Oh
said,
my God.
oh,
What'd she say?
so the racism, well, that's just one incident. Honey, you a lie. That racism, that was just because she wasn't. I said, no, she's your, what they call them, your sister in. I think the chick was Jamaican Canadian. Also too, this your sister in. Y'all don't got
Mhm.
racism, but she got accused of stealing the $2 Old Navy.
A $2 Old Navy T-shirt that cost them 3 cents to make.
Thank you. And guess what? Because you want to be swirling and twirling with the French Canadians and
With the
this is
zaddies.
yeah with the zaddies. This ain't true. And then guess what? Heather and Becky, they gonna get a what? Sensitivity training.
You sitting up there trying to eat some poutine with zaddy.
Right. And then let me tell y'all what she said. She was like, "Well, you kind of right, cause we gonna try to fight for reparations up here, honey. What?
Okay, first off, let's be real. Slaves went to Canada.
Thank
Okay?
you.
So there's no reparations to give them. The black people in Canada right now are either African or West Indian.
Right." So
You know,
that was her comeback to me was saying, "Well, okay, Dre, but we gonna be on that reparations tip." And I'm like, "What that got to do with what I just sent you? You told me there was no racism, and that us ADOS we're dumb because we allow this to happen to us." Yo, people, because it's not to end it too. We're not just fighting a battle of white supremacy. We know we gotta deal with that. We know we gotta deal with white supremacy. We know that. We also gotta fight the battle within our own people. If some of
true.
our own people's in our family, because some of them are tools
Mm.
too.
Can you say that one more time?
The battle is not
Oh, can
just
you say
only
that
with
one more
white
time?
supremacy. So listen, y'all, the battle is not just white supremacy. We have to battle our own family members who are ADOS because the poll is this is the actual stat that Dr. Darity had gave today. Yo, it's like 50% of ADOS folks don't believe in reparations. And they feel that, okay, if we follow Diddy's business model, Jay-Z's business model, or we gonna, as last episode we talked about our little sons, we gonna make him go to the NFL, NBA, he's gonna be our reparations. But when we
Man,
have yeah,
how you gonna follow Diddy and Jay Z's business model selling $30 shirts with the Black Power fist on it? And I'm not knocking nobody's hustle, okay? But like, can we diversify?
no, we cannot, because we're only meant to entertain, shoot the ball through the hoop, get in, do rap, that's it.
Ugh. I
And
mean,
also
it's
too,
ugh.
because majority of Jay-Z's quote unquote billion dollars is coming from liquor sales. And Jay-Z do not own that liquor, y'all. He's just a high price brand ambassador.
Right, he got a percentage, just like he don't own Brooklyn Nets. He owned like 0.001%. He
Exactly.
he basically just getting a few hundreds off the top.
That's it. So, like, so while we're over here, cause legit, ADOS, we're unraveling because we have been dealing with so much mental anguish for so many centuries. You can see people unraveling. You see people people I know personally being evicted from their homes or their apartments because, oh, I gotta follow Jay-Z's business model, not knowing white people pay him. Okay.
Right,
um and then too, we don't have the wealth, we don't have a Jeff Bezos mom to give us our 400 racks for Christmas. Oh, here, hun, start Amazon. If you fail, that's okay, because I still got 400 million in the bank liquid. We don't
right,
have a dentist daddy like Zuckerberg. Okay, son, you don't want to go to what is it, Harvard? You want to drop out? All right, here's a mill to start your computer science little app, which is now Facebook, worth billions of dollars.
right.
And we thinking, oh, all I gotta do is just have a garage. Majority of us don't have a garage to start
Ooh,
the next Apple, to start the next Amazon, to start the next whatever. Majority of us do not have a garage. And if I gotta say it to the people in the back, majority of us do not have a garage.
oh, girl, I saw that meme about a week
Oh,
ago.
that
I
meme
saw,
drive me crazy.
I saw that about a week ago, man. It was like it all started. It had a little wood shack for Walt Disney and all
Yeah.
these little suburban homes with the attached garage. It's like, bro, come
Thank
on.
you. Exactly. So, we're gonna wrap it up. So what's your last words of wisdom for tonight's episode?
Don't get easily impressed by smoke and mirrors and pony shows. Look into what they're trying to sell you. Don't just look at it because devil is in the details.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Facts. My words of wisdom is practice being fearlessness every day. Um, Enough of us, we're so fearful, right? What do
Yeah,
we have to lose? We don't have anything. And we want to do we are the world politics. We want everybody to be our friend, but your own family member is not your friend. Your own homegirl, homeboy is not your friend. So you need to practice fearlessness every day. It's like you going to the gym. Practice fearlessness every day because in a few years from now, I don't know where we're gonna be at as ADOS
right.
because people
That's a
are
good
unraveling.
point.
I don't
That's
know
a
where we're
good
gonna be
point that
at.
you're making.
I don't know where we're gonna be at as ADOS because things are just terrible for us because it's a class system and a caste system, and we're at the bottom.
Right. And can we start to understand the difference between a caste system and a class system?
Mm. We probably gotta do an episode on that. Right.
Oh yeah, because that's the new buzzword, classism. There's no racism. There's classism.
Well, I don't know what to tell y'all because there is a caste system like back in India.
India.
Okay. And then we're gonna do an episode on that because we're gonna talk about the
And
difference.
let's talk about that. Let's just one more thing I want to say about the Indian caste system. The darkest people are on the bottom, and they're called the untouchables.
Mm. So mirror that. Thank you, Nay. So mirror that to our lives. So put the mirror up to your face, right? We're
Right.
pretty much the untouchables here in the States. ADOS. So we're pretty
Hmm.
much the untouchables here in the States. So I want y'all to really process that. We're untouchables when it comes to housing. We've been redlined. Everything I read in the beginning about the case of reparations by Ta-Nehisi Coates, that's pretty much the untouchables, right?
Right.
So that's it. So we're gonna have an episode on that later on. But yo, this was such a dope um episode for Sweet 16. Thank you all once again for listening. Thank you all for even rocking with us.
Right. It's
Um,
big, 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 huge shout out to the Tone Deaf Radio Network. Make sure you guys are checking out our network family.
yes, make sure you check them out. Also, to another major shout out to the ADOS fam. Keep putting in that work. For those who just been putting the work, period, just advocating. Don't forget if you are a black business, black podcast, yo, please reach out to us on the urban social science Facebook page. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm getting tongue tied today. Facebook page, so we can highlight you. We can give you a shout out. All we ask for is just, you sharing our podcast to your network. What else?
That's about it, man.
That's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and also SoundCloud. So that is it. Thank you all. Have a great week, and we are out.
Later days.